Hey, aloha and mahalo. Mahalo nui, mahalo aina. I don't know. I've heard some people say mahalo kako. I don't know what that means. Yeah, I'm learning my Hawaiian, so please yeah, excuse me. I'm trying to learn Hawaiian here, so little by little. Um, yeah, I speak Japanese, I speak Chukis, I speak Yapis, so I'm trying to expand that horizon. Yeah. All right, guys. So before we continue on talking about general story talking morning here on a Saturday, so it's a Saturday morning talk. So anything goes here. We'll talk about anything and everything. Um, so number one, yesterday was my wife's 23 years anniversary. 23 years anniversary at her work, and my sister 14, maybe 15 years at the same company. Both of them working at the same company, Winco Foods. I cannot stress enough, if you're close to a Winco, work at Winco. Okay, it'll pay off. If I have Winco, Walmart, Target, Costco in one place, I would go for Winco first. That would be the best. That would be my advice to you as a listener, as a viewer, as a follower. The best advice that I can give you guys is go and work for Winco. Winco does make millionaires. Okay, it does. But you gotta stick it out. Okay, you gotta stick it out with Winco. Yeah, I remember back when I was still in college, when I picked up the application for my wife, I spoke to few Winco employees, and I got really really good feedback. So yeah, I told my wife then. I said, man, if you don't have a college degree, um, and you just want to make money, especially in your retirement years, then work for Winco. And so um, I was very happy that my wife hanged in there and stick with the plan, never change anything. And then my sister came along, stick with my plan, and I think both of them are seeing the result today. And so I'm very happy. Um, I'm very thankful. Yeah, I kind of disappointed in my brother because he should be in the same situation, but things happen. Uh, Not everything will go according to plan. But if you're out there and you're thinking about a company to work for, go work for Winco. You'll become a millionaire one day. All right? It's a guarantee, unless they change something. But as of today, if you go work for Winco and stay with Winco for that long, you'll be a millionaire in your retirement. And this is no kidding, okay? So stick with the plan. Yeah, make a plan and stick with it. I made that plan years and years ago when I was at Oregon State University. That's when I picked up the application for my wife, and I told her, I said, this is your company forever until you retire. No changes. I don't care you complain stuff. You must stick to it. And boy, yeah, you all can see. Yeah, right. We got a house, Washington, and we're building one right here. Okay. So that is the very first thing. I want to congratulate my wife and my sister for sticking it out, and stick to the plan, and it's working. So I'm very very happy. So congratulations, Grace, and congratulations, Yobo. You guys been fantastic. Hang in there. My nephew DK was hired into the same company. So DK, Nephew, if you listen to me, remember what I told you in my living room in Washington State. I told you, stick it out. Do not ever think of changing your company. Stick it out. Yep, that's your job forever, man. Yeah, you'll understand one day. Yeah, I'm so thankful that you're there. You work. So, yeah, if any one of you, my nephews, my nieces, and cousins and brothers and sisters out there, and you're still on the sideline and thinking, okay, what company I'm gonna work for, and you're very close to Winco Foods, go apply and work, okay? And work, and once you get into Winco, just stick it out. All right, just stick it out. So that's the very first thing. Yeah, a lot of people ask me, how did you guys do it? Well, stability. That's also very important. Stability in whatever. Stability in jobs, stability in families, stability in every project that you do. Okay, if there's stability, you will accomplish your goals. Yeah, if you jump from job to job, you're not gonna accomplish anything. Yeah, unless you're a politician and you're stealing money. I'm just kidding. Yeah. But anywho, just make sure you stick it out. Stay in your job. Find a job that have insurance. Find a job that have retirement plans, and then stick it out. Okay, just work, have fun. Stop complaining about everything. Remember, I told you about positivity. Yeah, always positive in everything you do. Yeah, there's always better days ahead. Even if there's storms, they will calm down later. So just stick it out. Yeah, one of my nieces posted this morning. I opened up my Facebook page and I saw this. One of my niece, my daughter, in Denver, and she was like, "Okay, why God, why God, give me all these challenges or whatever." That's I'm not a Bible guy, but there's very simple. Let's just make it simple. God is about good things, If you do good, you'll get God will respond in kind. All right, and all those tests, yeah, they're just to make you stronger. All right, so if God give you all these challenges, it's to make you more. More stronger, right? In the mind, in the body, in the heart. That's what God wants you to do. Okay? So face those freaking challenges, man. Face them head on. Okay? If God gave you a job and it's not paying you enough, then go out there. Maybe God wants you to look for another job. Maybe God wants you to go out there and plant food so you can have food to eat. All right? So, yeah, meet those challenges. Stability means stick to the plan. Stick to the plan. Okay? So, if you have a plan, let me give you this. Okay? When I was in Washington State and I was planning to come here to buy my land and to grow my own food and to live off the land, right? My plan originally was to buy a house, to mortgage another house, okay? And that didn't work out. So I was still looking, I didn't give up the plan. The plan is still in place. I just do it differently. All right. I was like, okay, I do not have money to buy I don't have a good credit score to go, loan money and buy a land. So I go with the next plan. The next plan is to find a owner finance, an owner of a land that is willing to finance the land for you. Right? And I found that in this property I'm sitting on. Okay? And I plan to build a house on this land. Originally started out with a permitted, that was my focus, was permitted house. And then I came here and finally, get the feel of the place, the surrounding, and then I change up the plan and then say, okay, we're gonna go this route. But the plan and the focus never changed. I still committed and stick to the plan. What? What? What Carlson wants? Why do we need me to say how many? Why don't you just get 4 or 5? All right. Yeah, so there will be always distractions, like just happen, right? I'm making my video and there's distraction. There will always be distractions. And then you're going to question again, why God give me all these distractions? Okay, God give you all these distractions to give you strength, to make you more stronger so you can face even more challenging stuff, endeavors, whatever. All right? Remember, every challenge you face today will only make you more stronger. If there's no challenges in your life, then you become a lazy bone. You'll be just sitting in the house, no work, no job. All you do is envy of other people. If that's who you are, then I'm sorry for you. If you're just sitting and doing nothing that will help your kids or your family, then you are a lazy bummer. Get the freak off that couch and go work. You're not going anywhere. Just simply talking will get you nowhere. All right? So get off that couch, get out in the workplace and work. Yeah. That's the only way for you to make money so you can feed yourself and feed your family. All right? Yeah. Get out and work. Okay? It's kind of, I don't know. Yeah. It's very shameful. It's very shameful if you rely on other people. Yeah. And, okay. Obviously, you'll have your own supporters and stuff, right? Yeah, but, yeah, especially, so let me address another issue. Since I told you guys this is Saturday, talking stories, so everything goes here, right? Especially like, for example, if you're on my island of Ifuluk, right, and then you want to ask out here in the main to the States for all of us that live out here to send money for rice on Ifuluk, right? Because you keep on saying, oh, the taro patch is no good. You know why the taro patch is not good? Because you're not taking care of the taro patch. Simple as that. Oh, the salt water has reached the roots. Okay, if you know that the salt water has reached the root of your taros, what is the next thing for you to do? It's obvious. Raise the taro patch up, right? So that way it can go higher than the salt water. And so you cut down some coconut trees or find some dead coconut trees, right? And put them in your taro patch, right? And fill it up with leaves and soil and, whatever, leftover food, and you just dump it in there, all right? On a regular basis. Now, your taro patch will be rising up higher. The roots of your taro will be up higher. It's not going to reach down to the salt water, right? And if it rains, the rain will go below those leaves and crabs and whatever that you put in your taro patch. So the water will stay under those things. It's not going to evaporate in seconds because there's shade, okay? And when there's more water in your taro patch, it's pushing down the salt water, right? So you just gotta use your brain. All right. Ask our leaders, like Senator Pius Termese, talk to Pius Termese. Tell him, hey, we need money for tools to go to the taro patch. We need to request for money, project money for the taro patch so we can raise up the taro patch. Stop building those concrete stupid taro patches because those can remain empty if you don't fill them. Okay, just buy tools. Shovel, rakes, knives. Maybe we can buy a what do you call it? A mulch machine. So that way when you cut down trees or whatever, you can just run it through the grinder, and then this grinder will come into the taro patch. All right. And when you guys change the thatch roof for a house or a canoe house, make sure you take all that leaf and bring it to the taro patch and dump it in the taro patch. The taro patch and the taros will thank you for it, because now they're gonna have more food. Okay? And if you have leftover fish, that do not throw it out, just bring it to the taro patch. Okay? So now you're gonna have more taros. Okay, plant more breadfruit trees, plant more coconut trees, apple trees, because we have all kinds of apples on Ifluk. Okay, yeah. And me turning this whole land into a food producing, yeah. And then raise pigs, guys. Raise pigs. The pig poop and the pig pee is really, really good for fertilizer. Okay, you can bring in pigs on the taro pads, let them loose for a little bit, yeah, so they can go in there and mess up the whole taro patch. All right, so they can turn soil, okay, and bring oxygen into the soil. That's another thing. Okay, bring a lot of pigs out there and let them loose for a little bit, then you can catch them all again. All right, I think we can integrate those programs on Ifluk. Yeah, I am only by myself. My wife comes and helps me out a little bit here and there. I planted all these, banana trees and taros and everything, right? And then I'm building a house at the same time. One person. Imagine a community coming together to fix the taro patch. And we're good at it. Our ancestors have taught us those, right? Community comes together and we build, right? And that's what I'm trying to integrate here. I told you guys I paid our Nukunots family in Hilo, Nukunots Ohana, or I forgot what they called that group. They came out here and do a community work, clearing a little bit of some trees. Okay, and then recently, as you saw in my other videos, I paid the Demetau of Hilo, and they came out and do more. And then we shared the pig that it was awesome. Everybody had more food than, yeah. Everybody went home with lots and lots of food. Pigs. The blood, the big blood, cooked with intestines. Oh my goodness, it was fabulous. So, yeah, we can come together as a community and build. If one person can do this kind of stuff, and just me doing all this, climb, I'm very fat, but I can climb upstairs still. Right? Okay? Yeah. So I don't think there is really no excuse whatsoever. You guys saw the harvest. I've never planted, tapioca by myself before. But you saw how big our tapioca was. And we still have a lot of tapiocas out here. My cavas are coming up. My bananas are coming out like crazy. They're fruiting like crazy right now. We just cut down one. We'll cut down another one today. Yeah, there's food. Yeah. Yeah, my granddaughter saw the house and she was very happy, and she already demanded, man, this granddaughter of mine, she demanded that she will be the one picking the color palette of this house. So if you don't like the color that we're gonna use, blame it on my granddaughter, okay? It has nothing to do with me. I just built the house. I'm not picking the color this time. It's already picked for me. And that's my granddaughter's job, okay? She spoke with me yesterday morning, and she demanded that the palette, the color palette of this house, because I don't know, for some reason she loved it because she said it's modern. Yeah, the construction is very modern. So yeah, so this is a one-man team construction project, which involves not only the construction of the building itself, but also the planting of taros and bananas and papayas and citrus and cassava and kava and all kinds of stuff going on here. Yeah, again, if you live on Ifaluk, or if you live in Chuk, or if you live in Pohnpei, yeah, you can literally grow your own food. Let's not forget that part of our culture. Yeah, we've always survived on our own food. Okay, so don't tell me that, okay, I do not have food. Okay, I do not believe in that. Yeah, you may be short on rice. You may make short on rice, but that's not food for us islanders. Okay, rice is not our food, so do not ask me for money for food, because you have food. All right, you always have food back home. Yeah, there's a lot of breadfruits, there's a lot of taros, there's a lot of, yeah, so okay. I think one post said, okay, we do not have gasoline in Weta. We ran out of gasoline. Yeah, we've never relied on gasoline before. So that's another thing. We need to go back and learn how to carve canoes, right? Luckily for my people on Ifluk, we're still building canoes and stuff. We're not relying too much on gasoline. I think there's only 2 boats, community boats. Nobody's allowed on my island of Ifluk to own a TV. Nobody's allowed to own a boat. Yeah, and I am a huge supporter of that, because when you own a boat, now it becomes yours, and it's no longer a community project. Yeah, when you build a canoe, everybody's helping, right? And then everybody's benefiting from it. Yeah. Okay, so if someone built a beautiful house, all right, like me, I would like, okay, I'm not gonna share this house. It's only mine because I'm the only one building it. I'm the only one. Nobody comes to help me out. Nobody even send me money to build this house. Nobody does it. I will be saying all these things, right? So for Ifiligus to prevent that kind of thought, like, okay, let's make sure we chip in. Okay, let's make sure we build a canoe as a village. Okay, let's come together and work together. So that's why they don't want boat in Ifiluk, because they want everybody to share, to have that obligation, to think of the island, not just one person. Because if I buy the boat with my own money, then now it becomes my boat, my fish, my everything, right? Yeah, so, and there are people out there who think like that, right? I don't know, it's not fun. Me, I want to invite my friends, I want to invite my communities to come and hang out with me on my ranch, even if I'm the only one who's building this, right? Because that's who I am. Yeah. Yes, it's my house. I build it with my own money and everything, right? And 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 I want to share. I really do want to share. And that's why I brought out 2 communities so far. Yeah. And our house in Washington State, we use it for our big events. Yeah, when we had a dead in the family on both sides, Yapis and Chukis, we've used my house in Washington State for that purpose. Yeah, and so yeah, but on Ifaluk, yeah, we still build canoes, and yeah, we build our own fishing nets and all that stuff. So that's really good. But I think other islands, they're moving away. Everybody has, engines, and very costly. Yeah. So that's the story of today. I hope it triggers something in your head and say, hey, I want to go out there and do this. I want to go work at this place. I want to grow my own food. I don't want to rely on anybody. I live in the islands. I live in Chuuk. I live in Yap. I live in Pohnpei, and we already have our own food. We do not need rice. We do not need corned beef. We can just grow our own pork, our own pig, and get pork that way, fresh. And we go fishing and eat fresh fish. Yeah. And so I don't have to rely on those guys in Washington or in Oregon or in Hawaii or in Florida. Yeah. You can basically grow your own food. Ifaluk, I understand Ifaluk is kind of limited, or the Autonomous of Yap, it's very limited. But one thing is working is very, very good news. It's kind of a double sword, okay? Because population in these islands, on the Autonomous of Yap and also in Chuuk and everywhere, in Pohnpei, the population has dramatically went down because a lot of people are moving out here. Because of our relationship with the United States, our Compact of Free Association, the United States trying to, pay us back for all the bad deeds, atomic bomb on the islands, So they're paying us back by allowing us to come out here and live and work and join the U.S. Armed Forces. No visa, no nothing, just come out here and do good things and stuff, help out the government. And so we're helping both the Federated States of Micronesia, or the COFA nations, because we're tax paying people, and we're also helping the U.S. government, and the private companies, working for them. And also paying taxes and stuff. So that is the story of today. So when you are low on money and you're thinking about, okay, should I ask those people in Florida for money so they can send money? And then you got to think about your taro pets. Okay, did I do everything in my power to get my taros growing again? Or raising the bed so that way the roots don't hit the salt water, or the salt water don't go up. How can you push the salt water back down to where it used to be? Okay? Awesome. All right. I hope you guys, if you guys have any comments or whatever, share it, and share the videos and then subscribe, guys. Subscribe. I get a little money here and there. Okay, so I can finish my project. Alrighty, guys. Mahalos. Lots of love from my ranch and my pigs and my dogs and my cat. Y'all have a good one.